I'd like the great deal.
Taking the great deal.
I'll take the great deal any day. Anytime a great deal pops up, I'm like, what can we do to make this deal happen? We've gotten some very good deals. Last year, we went on a little bit of a buying frenzy, buying great deals. The project side of it's been a little bit of a disaster and delays and surprises and, you know, tight on the budget and waiting for funding from something. And it's still been fine. It's still been fine.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're joined by Matt Fillipoff, Realtor, Contractor, and Multifamily investor based on the Ottawa market in Canada. Matt brings a unique operator perspective by combining deal flow, construction expertise, and investment strategy. He's actively working on multifamily opportunities while helping clients navigate the market, giving him a full stack view of what it takes to find, build, and scale real estate deals in today's environment. Welcome to the show, Matt.
I'm nervous now.
Thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when we talk about investing in the multifamily space, sometimes this is people's segue into real estate. Other times they've scaled from other asset classes. How did you get into the real estate space?
I bought a property very young. I think it was 22. I bought a property. Ended up getting a couple roommates. Was like, hey, I'm got a little bit of money coming in here, paying for the house. It's like, I like this. Sold that. It was just a townhouse. I sold that property, made a little bit of money. Probably should have kept it. But did that a couple times, and then I bought another one that I wanted to fix up and sell. And I was living in it at the time because I was young, and it didn't sell, and I ended up renting it out. And I thought, hey, like the cash flow is pretty good on this. I like this rental thing. I got a great tenant the first time. So I had such a good experience that I was like, hey, I'm going to start buying more of these. Got into construction a little bit more because we were working on fixer-uppers. Got my real estate license, and that all kind of tied together to complement one another.
Now, what drew you into multifamily investing? And also, too, when we talk multifamily, are we talking, small multifamily, like two to 4 units, or 2 to 10? Are we talking, much larger, like small apartment buildings?
So I say we because my wife's very involved with this business now as well. I started with single family because at the time the market was very different. Single family, there was cash flow, and finally I made kind of a step. And I was actually nervous, like to go into a duplex, saying, "Oh, this is very different, I think, than buying a single family home," which now I don't think it's any different. But we kind of took that step of like, "Hey, I'm going to buy a duplex, try this out." And I was like, "Oh wow, now I've got 2 people paying me rent under one roof." We have gone single, duplex, triplex, up to 14 units.
And scaled from there.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
2-3 units are great properties, I personally believe. But also we have this 14-plex that's in our portfolio that we absolutely love. It's got a great big lot that, someday will be hopefully developable. But the small multifamily, I've always done well with it personally. I like it. I find they're pretty easy to control, pretty easy to manage. I also personally have the opinion, I've heard a lot of people say, you want to buy bigger buildings, you want to have more units under the same roof. You're only doing one roof, you're only doing one boiler system, for example, because obviously heat's a big deal for us in Canada.
Yeah.
It's still cold. There's still snow on the ground here. It's terrible.
What what makes a multifamily deal pencil and succeed, on the exit as well when you do ultimately look to sell these deals? What makes a multifamily deal work?
I'm very hands-on because we've got the construction side of things. So we're adding a lot of value with renovations. So I think a lot of investors I've seen are doing, they're looking for something. Hey, I'm just going to write a check. It's already got tenants. Maybe it's got a little bit of cash flow. We're looking for a vacant duplex, a vacant triplex. We bought a fourplex a couple of years ago where 2 units were vacant, and then we were able to build a 5th unit in the basement. That's a lot of added value where in a year or 2 we can create a lot of equity, go to the bank, refinance this, get our money back, and then we don't mind sitting on these properties a little bit longer. We also have, I think, a bit of a longer term exit strategy that we're not looking to sell these properties anytime soon. So for the investor that's looking to, even a duplex or triplex, I know guys, they want to buy a property, fix it up, sell that duplex or triplex, basically flip it. They're looking at numbers a little more cautiously, I think, because they now have to turn around and sell that for a profit fairly quickly. When
Right.
we're holding onto a property for 10 years or planning to hold a property for 20 or 30 years, naturally it's gonna grow on its own, even though we've already done a bunch of work as well.
How does being both a contractor and a realtor give you an advantage when evaluating these deals?
It's terrible. I'm losing my mind. I'm just so busy. I actually made a note about that because I was gonna mention it for somebody who wants to grow. Like, I want to keep growing. I want to keep building this portfolio. For somebody who is an investor and wants to keep adding doors, these businesses all complement each other. So this week we were trying to get occupancy on an apartment, for an example. We bought a single family home, turning it into 2 apartments. We found a tenant for the front 4-bedroom apartment. We needed to get our occupancy. We needed to pass our inspection. The building inspector says, hey, you need to do this, this, this. And oh, by the way, I want 7 windows changed tomorrow. And because we are very involved in a window business, we're calling all the people we know that have overstock of windows. Can this fit? Can this fit? And we're able to find windows on super short notice just to get this done. So I think having a business that complements your investment business as one, it's a secondary source of income, but 2, it's going to help. A lot of realtors, a lot of mortgage brokers, they own rental properties, they're investing. Probably not as many contractors as you'd think.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But when I talk to like my plumber, my electricians, and they say, hey, we want to start buying properties. Well, yeah, you can do most of the work yourself. You're handy for the renovations. You got the contacts, you know other trades. This is, I think, a very good way to
Bridge the gap into, an area where you won't have to hire out, right? Because if you understand the trades, then you're not having to manage crews without understanding, realistic deadlines, scope of work. That's a huge thing right now. I was talking with another multifamily investor, different market, but same principles apply. You could walk into a project, and if you don't understand the scope of work from the get-go, that's going to be a huge, drain on your exit. Or if you're doing any type of, value add rehab, it's going to just have this snowball effect, right?
Absolutely. And we, like on the construction side, we focus on, for clients, which we don't do a lot of, but we focus on egress windows. So basement apartments, people are adding either a window to add a basement apartment, or they're adding a walkout basement. Um, and all the time you get these homeowners or new investors, and they don't know what they're doing. They're not really sure. They don't know what stuff costs. They can't walk into a building and say, okay, I know this is going to cost me $50,000. You tell them, hey, this and this and this is going to cost you 15, and their eyes kind of pop and they say, oh wow, I didn't budget for that. Well, it's a lack of experience. Um, doesn't mean it doesn't work. Doesn't mean, hey, if you're not, anybody can invest and anybody can be a property owner. But I think the more you're involved, the
On a
better.
hands-on level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is lots of, don't get me wrong, there's lots of people that are very passive and they do very well. I'm not knocking that, but from my experience and the way I've always done it is the more involved, we're very hands-on with our property management. I'm very hands-on with my paralegal for when we're doing evictions and stuff. The more hands-on, the dirtier I get my hands, the more I think I'm gonna be able to wrap my head around the whole picture. And there is, I mean, as you know, like there's a lot of hats you've got to wear when you're an investor and if you're very involved.
What's happening in the Ottawa market right now that investors might be overlooking?
Um, Good question. Like prices have gone down a little bit. We tend to stick personally to the outskirts, so we're sticking to stuff maybe an hour from the city. Ottawa's a good base, but I do see investors paying more in the city. Um, they're paying more in the city and getting lower cash flow growth. Personally, I don't really see the growth there right now. Um, so when I'm talking to some of these city, and we'll call them city investors, are saying, hey, have you looked 45 minutes south of Ottawa? Have you looked at Cornwall? It's an hour from Ottawa. You can buy a duplex for $250,000, and the numbers make sense here for that price. And sometimes people go, oh yeah, I never really thought of that. And other people are, oh hey, I'm driving from Toronto to look at properties on the outskirts of Ottawa because I see the cash flow returns. So I'm a cash flow guy, so I always think maybe some of the Ottawa city investors are kind of shortchanging themselves, that there's better cash flow opportunities.
Now, when you're talking about, value add rehab and then also, being a cash flow guy, when you're looking at these multifamily deals, are you looking for opportunities where you can increase rents, as soon as you acquire the property? Or is this a play where, you're looking at doing some type of value add rehab, but not necessarily coming in and increasing rents?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It depends. The ideal scenario is the vacant duplex, the vacant triplex. In the cases where, let's say there is, let's say there's a 5 or 6 unit building, there's 3 or 4 occupied units. We're not those people have been there, 5, 10, 25 years, some of them. We're not looking to make any changes. We're not trying to go in there, hey, we're going to redo this, crank your rent, try and increase your rent. There's a lot of rules with it for the market that we're in. We can't just say, hey, we're going to give you a new kitchen, new bathroom, and by the way, we want $500 a month more. It just doesn't fly.
Now, if someone wanted to break into the multifamily space today in the Ottawa market, what's the first move that they should make?
Call me. No, I'm just kidding. I think people don't realize, some people have money to invest, some people don't. I see a lot of like, hey, invest with other people's money, this and that. I think there's a lot of opportunities people don't realize, like there's mortgage brokers you can call that'll help you find money, find a second mortgage to help you get into the market with no money or very little money without having to drag partners into it. I think that some people are a little bit scared of the hands-on, of getting their hands too dirty, taking on too big of a project, which is fair. Like I've taken on a few projects that I'm, on edge about. But I also think that, people they're not thinking outside the box enough. They're not looking, I'm telling guys, hey, go look at a single family where you can very easily convert and add a second unit, because you're instantly adding value.
Value, cash flow.
Go look at, like, I've been talking about for a long time, we'd like to start looking at duplexes, let's say, or triplexes where we can build an addition and add an extra unit, or add that fifth unit to that fourplex we had bought. And they are big projects. Like it is a lot of work, but it's not as scary as people think.
Yeah. I think, a lot of times people think that adding an additional door means additional issues. But then when you have a vacancy in a single family home, well, now you've got to foot the bill entirely yourself, and you maybe have to pivot your strategy, right? So there's risks to every strategy. And certainly in the multifamily space, as soon as people start to get into it, there is a mentality of, which exists for a lot of folks, go big or go home. If you're going to buy 20 units, you might as well buy 50, that type of thing. A bonus question for you here, Matt. Would you rather have a great deal with average execution or an average deal with great execution?
I'd like the great deal.
Taking the great deal.
I'll take the great deal any day. Anytime a great deal pops up, I'm like, what can we do to make this deal happen? We've gotten some very good deals. Last year, we went on a little bit of a buying frenzy, buying great deals. The project side of it's been a little bit of a disaster, and delays and surprises, and tight on the budget, and waiting for funding from something, and it's still been fine. But we found some very great deals where we bought a very old building that had been sitting vacant for quite a long time. We are putting 5 apartments in that building. Huge upgrade to the hydro service coming in. Tons of demolition, tons of new framing, whole new floor plans, paid, we'll say, peanuts for the property. And the cost of those renovations are going to be so high. But when we sit down and we look at the cash flow once this is fully occupied, it's an excellent project. It's just most people would just be very, very uncomfortable with that. And I'm even uncomfortable doing it, but I see the benefit in the
Make the money in the acquisition, right? The money's made at the acquisition. We are coming up on time here, Matt. Any new projects that you're working on? And then as well, what's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
Yeah, we've got lots of projects on the go. There's always more coming. We're always willing to take private money for deals if people are looking to just very passively lend out some money. Here it's, people can put in TFSA or RSP money that goes through a trust company that they manage everything. I steer away from partners because I just don't play well with others. But there's lots of opportunities for me to help people find a deal for themselves, or again, if they want to just passively get a good interest rate on their money and be very hands off. We do that lots as well. I'm on Facebook. I've got my Facebook page. It's Matt Fillipoff at Explorer Realty. I've got my website, and I'm not hard to track down if somebody's looking for me. So hopefully somebody will give me a call, but we've got lots on the go. So maybe nobody will give me a call, and that would be great.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for taking the time.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.